Rotary decided that they would eradicate polio from the world. One of the most problem areas in the world was India, and so 5 years ago India was declared polio free. From 1986, Rotarians from throughout the world have been going to India and giving the polio drops to the children. And so, as I say, 5 years ago, India was declared polio free, and it's important that it is kept polio free.
This is your third visit, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah.
What was the first one like? Because that would be the defining one, I suspect.
Yes, the first time I went, it was quite interesting. One of the villages we went to, they hadn't seen anybody from outside India before, and the whole of the village came out to see us, to see these strange people from, and so it felt a bit like royalty because, they were lining the street and so on. And then afterwards, the head of the village invited us back to his house for refreshments, and a table was laid in the courtyard, and all the food was on the table. The villagers came and stood round, and all the food on the table was covered with flies. So obviously, we had to eat the food. Luckily, there weren't any ill effects, but it was, a wonderful experience.
Has that aspect of it improved any?
It has. The places that when I went last year, one of the places was in Moramabad, which is a large city. And last year, one of the places that we worked on was on the streets. What happens is, before the National Immunisation Day, there are banners and posters put up all around the town. A lot of people in India haven't got any concept of days, and so the day before the National Immunisation Day, they have a rally. And so we get school children involved, we give them whistles and drums and everything, and they go round the town, and people, there's no possible way that people don't know that the following day is the National Immunisation Day.
They know. Do they turn up?
They do, yes. The thing is that over here, if you asked somebody that's in the 20s or 30s about polio, they've got no concept of it at all, because it's been eradicated from the UK for so long. People of our age perhaps grew up with television programmes like Emergency Ward 10 and all these type of programmes, where you saw people in iron lungs and all sorts of things. Over in India, as I say, it's only been 5 years since polio has been eradicated. So the people there that have got children now have known what polio it has been like, and so they're so grateful for people going out to prevent their children from having this paralysing disease.
Do you find any people who are a bit suspicious of what's going on?
Yes. When last year, when I was in Moramabad, we had one or two Muslim people came up, and they were very suspicious about letting their children have the drops. This is one of the reasons why people from the UK and from Europe, in fact, go out to India, because there is superstition and, or I should say suspicion, between the various religions, particularly up towards the Pakistani border.
But they're happy with all of you, and there's a party of 102 of you were telling me. I presume that the doctors will, from the point of view of language and translation and everything else, the doctors will be local, will they? They will, yes, yeah. And we have social workers there, and also local Rotarians acting as interpreters as well. From your point of view, what do you get from doing something like this, I wonder?
It's very rewarding. knowing that you are preventing somebody having a debilitating disease, and also when we give the drops, after we've given the drops, first of all we paint the little fingernail with indelible ink, and then we give them a gift. And last year, when I was in Moramabad, we went and we were working with the rag pickers. They're the people who go through the rubbish that's collected on the street, and they pick out things that they can sell. For example, about 50 plastic bottles without the tops on weigh about 1 kilo. And they get about 18 rupees for a kilo of... but the stuff that they're really interested in are rags. And we went to where they lived, their village, if you like, and there were some children there, and after we'd given them the drops, I gave them a packet of pens, and these children were so thrilled to get this packet of pens. It was if, you know, you'd given them a gold bar or something, and the mother came up and was very excited, and through the interpreter she said that the children hadn't had pens of their own before. The only pens that they'd had were what they'd rescued from things that had been thrown away, so they only lasted a couple of times. And so, as I say, giving them a packet of pens that was probably 99p from a supermarket was absolutely amazing.
It's the little things, isn't it? I mean, in a fairly general way, because of the conditions some of them must live in, and those who are very poor, hygiene is obviously paramount, isn't it?
It is, and they have open sewers and things like that. And when first I went out, I was given the tip of when you get out of the bus, the minibus, to go and start your giving the drops to the children, you get a little bottle of perfume and just dab a bit underneath your nose, and then you're smelling the perfume rather than the
some
smells.
of the other things that you might.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I should say, excuse me, before we go, that as of last Friday, you became a gentleman of leisure, didn't you?
I did indeed.
You finally
yes,
retired.
Yeah.
You've been working most recently in customer service at the Royal Mail, and you have just got an MBE, haven't you?
I have indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for services to the local community, yes.
Yeah, and you haven't actually been and got your
Not
yet.
No. We're...
Yes, I gather that the Royals are so busy they haven't quite yet fitted Phil in. Phil, best of luck with your trip to India.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.
Terrific job you're doing there, going with the polio vaccine. Thank you. We'll see you again after the break.